Alright everybody, welcome on back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a weapon that I haven't actually used here in Black Ops 6 Zombies in quite some time, and over my last couple of videos I've seen quite a few comments of people telling me that I need to check out this weapon against the Z-Rex boss fight. So today we're going to be jumping back into some more Shattered Veil, and we're going to be checking out the SVD against the Z-Rex, and I really gotta say guys, I'm absolutely glad that I did, because this weapon is insane against this boss. Now there is a couple caveats, and I do have some gripes, and we will get into those in the video, but with all that out of the way, if you guys are into zombies content, do me a huge favor, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel. We're currently on the road to 28,000 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. It really does mean a lot to me. Well, thank you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you guys are looking to unlock any of those mastery camos here in Black Ops 6 and you just don't have the time to grind these things out, and I'm talking about Abyss, Nebula, and Dark Matter, then be sure to check out Mitch Cactus. They offer the most reliable services in Call of Duty, including bot lobbies, camo unlocks, or pre-made accounts. So if you are someone that just doesn't have time to game all day and you want to unlock these things, then be sure to check out Mitch Cactus. For a little bit of security, they got thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, so be sure to head on over to the site and check out any of the deals that they got going on, and be sure to use code REALG for a limited time only. Now, you know, we had to start this fight off by doing the drill bit thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but just like the Citadel Guardian boss fight, the T-Rex is a little bit broken with the drill. And what he's going to end up doing is slamming the ground with his tail, and if you position yourself just on top of him just right, you can hold, interact, and jump on top of him and start using your drill, and if you pop Ether Shroud at the same time, it'll just be doing some crazy damage to him. And one of the things that I absolutely love about this boss fight is that there's so many different mechanics in this game, like movement mechanics and different augments and things for you to play with, and this boss fight really makes you utilize almost all of them, at least in a particular way, especially when it comes to the movement mechanics. I'm not saying that defeating this boss would be completely impossible without PhD Slider, but I'm just gonna say it makes life a whole lot easier. Another thing that I can really appreciate about this boss is that it's pretty difficult to actually get down, even with how many times that I've defeated him already. There's some matches here where the Z-Rex really just catches me off guard, and like in the second phase I think he'll be just overly aggressive sometimes. I'm like, what's going on, man? Usually he doesn't do this until the third phase. But honestly, I think that's kind of the beauty of it, and it really does keep you on your toes. Honestly, I could do with a little less zombie spam, but you know, that's a different thing. Okay, the zombies really aren't so bad if I'm using something like, if I'm actually just relying on the Ray Gun Mark II, or if I'm using like the Sally and Forth with the explosive bullets, then they're pretty easy to clear out of the way. But if I'm doing like a melee challenge or something, man, they get really annoying. The thing that I can suggest you guys do is put on the Free Faller augment for stamina, especially if you plan on jumping on top of the Z-Rex, because every once in a while he can buck you incredibly high up in the air, and once you come down, yeah, you're pretty much done for. With Quick Revive, the Dying Wish can save you, but if you don't have that, you're going to be going straight down. Let's get into this SVD for a second, guys. Now this gun kind of blew me away a little bit. Like I mentioned earlier, it's been a while since I picked it up and used it, and I will fully admit, when I was using it quite a bit going through the Shattered Veil main quest, I kind of was not really enjoying it very much. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Especially once I got to round 30, I noticed the damage drop off was kind of crazy. Yes, we already had this thing triple packed and legendary, and it just wasn't quite doing it for me. I would rather use either the ray gun, or hell, even switching over to my drill from time to time. I will say it wasn't completely terrible, and there is definitely worse guns in the game. Once I got into this boss fight here, I was actually really impressed with the damage that it was doing. Without even hitting him in the critical areas, we were doing almost 2,000 damage wherever we were hitting him, even if you're hitting him in the tail. When we were hitting him directly in those eyes, we were doing 3,950. That is almost 4,000 damage a shot, which is pretty insane. There might be a couple guns that'll give this a run for its money, like we do have the HDR and the AMR Mod 4. But one thing I really don't like about the HDR is that it is just a extremely heavy sniper rifle, but it is powerful as all hell. One of the special abilities that the AMR Mod 4 has is that after it's pack-a-punched, it does get a little bit of an extra movement speed boost, and it is, you know, faster firing and all of that. But even with the buffs to the movement and everything, the gun is still a little bit heavier than different options that you can end up rocking. I am definitely curious to jump in and see what the AMR Mod 4 is going to be doing against this boss. I have a feeling it might be doing something crazy. What was a little bit of a letdown to me was bringing in the AMAX and the Kilo. Both of these weapons are just absolutely amazing in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and they will actually do a really good job at carrying you through any of the main quests, or even taking you up to decently high rounds, like going up into the 40s or even up to round 50. When it came to bringing in both of those ARs into this boss fight, they were just way too weak for me, which I guess isn't too bad, because considering our last two boss fights were really centered around AR LMG fights. Like, both of those weapons could take off the armor or damage the artifact really well. Take the armor off of the Guardian, I should say. If our main best options for this boss fight end up just being explosive bullets or wonder weapons, things like that, I'm actually kind of okay with that. To be honest, we're fighting a zombie T-Rex. It only kind of makes sense. This SVD handled it really well, and I got to admit, it's probably one of the best weapons that I've tried out against this guy yet. I think I would have a really hard time putting it on my top 5 best weapons to use for the season, just because as of right now, I only really particularly find it good in the boss fight itself. Now, don't get me wrong, during the early game, it actually feels great. Like, once you get it first pack punched and everything, you're gonna be just slaying zombies like they're nothing. If you can get through the main quest at somewhat of an early round, that's great. And this gun will probably serve you just fine, and you'll absolutely love it. If you're looking for something a little bit more outside of that, and you want to go up to a decently high round, I just don't think this is gonna be the one for you. But with that all being said, if you want a really good weapon to bring into this boss fight that you don't have to always rely on the wonder weapon, or maybe you're running out of ammo in the wonder weapon and you just want to be able to switch to something else that's going to be doing really good damage, and I think that this gun is a damn solid option. And hell, I know a lot of people absolutely do love this gun. I mean, just looking at the comments that I've gotten over the last couple of days. But if this is a gun that you've been kind of sleeping on for a while, kind of like myself, I mean, I don't think it's too terrible, but it is not really one of my favorites. But I was really impressed with the boss fight. And we did end up using the ray gun for like a minute, but then I was like, nah, I want to do this completely with just the SVD. Now, if you guys do have any suggestions for weapons or loadouts or anything that you would like me to try, please leave them down in the comments. Or if you know any secrets with this Z-Rex, I'd like to know those as well. But you never know, I like seeing your guys' suggestions. Sometimes I'll make videos on them, sometimes those will end up on my top 5 list. I will be putting together my top 5 list for season 3 very soon. I actually think I'll probably have that going up tomorrow. Whatever you guys have been using, if you think something is just completely OP or broken, just please let me know down in the comments. I really do like that the GS45s are kind of back and actually useful on this map again. Not only are they useful on the map, it can carry you up to pretty high rounds, but they're also really good in this boss fight here. Besides doing the boss fight, both of our new ARs just honestly absolutely slap. And I thought that the Kilo was going to end up being my favorite, but the AMAX is actually taking that spot really surprisingly to me. Put that gain twist barrel on the AMAX and it just gives you those perfect iron sights, and it really reminds me of the Peacekeeper from BO3. If you guys really want my opinion, I think season 3 has been the best DLC that we've gotten for Black Ops 6 so far. I think Shattered Veil is an S tier map, all the way down from the map layout to the atmosphere, just the overall vibe and the aura that the map gives off, down to the Z-Rex zombie T-Rex boss fight. Like, who the hell would have thought of that? Like, that is just so awesome. Plus, we got new perks and new gobblegums, we got new augments to mess with and weapons and just everything. Honestly, I think Treyarch did a banger job with this season. It really does actually leave me pretty hopeful for the future. I think that when it comes to zombies, it's really just been kind of ramping up throughout the seasons and just getting better and better, with the tomb being, you know, that happened. As long as we got something in store for us that is on the same level as Citadel and Shattered Veil here, I think we have something incredibly special coming with Janus Towers. I really don't think that that's going to be the end of it all. I think either before Janus Towers or after it, Treyarch's gonna sneak in a small map, somewhere in between. It's either gonna be on the way or it's gonna be just after. I really think it would be cool if it was like an outro map, like something to kind of close out the story and everything and just be like one big final hurrah, kind of like how they do in the action movies. Like when you think everything's just done and over with and they're at like a party or something and everybody's just celebrating, and then all of a sudden the bad guys come back out of nowhere and there's guns shooting off and fire and everything. I think something like that would be cool and actually kind of fit the 90s theme that they got going. Yeah guys, like I mentioned earlier, let me know down in the comments what you guys have been rocking here in season 3. We're gonna go ahead and toss the loadout for the SVD up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to go ahead and check it out. Again, I greatly do appreciate you guys, especially if you made it this far into the video. You guys are absolute legends. Rock the hell out of that like button if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.